that we actually set a status prior to setting the proof evidence presumption grade hearing. Our position is that we cannot do anything until we are able to fully assess Mr. Elisa's mental illness. We cannot begin to assess the nature and depth of Mr. Elisa's mental illness until we have the discovery from the government. It's my understanding that the government is continuing to investigate this case. The discovery is going to be voluminous. And so at this juncture, it doesn't make sense to set the proof evident presumption grade hearing. So we'd be requesting a status conference.
And his right to a preliminary hearing within 30 days to accommodate that or a later setting for preliminary hearing and proof evident presumption grade?
He is, Your Honor.
What's the people's position on the request for a status in advance of a preliminary hearing?
Thank you, Your Honor. The people have no objection. I leave it to the court's discretion. I will say the crime scene has not yet been completed in terms of the processing. We will be filing additional charges in the next couple weeks. The people have not received any discovery yet from law enforcement. The defense hasn't received any discovery, so the people have no objection to the defendant's request.
All right, how far out were you contemplating that status hearing?
Your Honor, it's hard to gauge, but I would ask 3 months.
Okay. And you've discussed this with your client, and he understands that he'll continue to be held without bond during that interceding 3 months or so.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm sorry, Mr. Doherty?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I do think 3 months is further out than I anticipated. I would ask for at most a month and a half. I think that'll give us time to have the crime scene processing completed, which I anticipate is the next couple days. Additional charges will be filed in the next 2 weeks, and then counsel will have the discovery available to them.
Well, so here's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'll grant the defendant's request to set this matter for a status hearing in advance of any setting for a preliminary hearing or a proof evident presumption grade hearing. I'm going to direct counsel to contact the CJA for Division 13 to set that status conference. I'll authorize that status conference to be set in about 60 to 90 days. I understand the concerns that you have, Mr. Doherty, but at the same time, I want to make sure that the defense has ample opportunity to prepare to move forward once we do set that hearing. So contact the CJA for Division 13. This case has been assigned to Division 13. Chief Judge Ingrid Bach, you will be the presiding judge in this matter. Anything else at this time on behalf of the people, Mr. Doherty?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Harrell?
Your Honor, the government filed a request to reconsider this court's previous order with regard to D6.
Right.
If the court is going to entertain reconsidering that prior to doing it, we'd ask an opportunity to reply.
I was going to direct you to reply. How much time do you need? Is 14 days enough?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, so I'll give the defense 14 days to respond to that motion. I'll issue a written order in that regard. All right, thank you. We'll be in recess.
Thank you, Your Honor.